Oh no, how do I turn it off? I'm fucking up now. Stop the loop. Just go. Oh no, did I just record over my shit? There we go. Oh no. Pause. All right, and we're back. This is the Bartenders Anonymous podcast. And I just kind of fucked up that intro, but we're just going to leave it because I don't like editing. But we got some intro music in there. Not bad. I'm a professional producer, motherfucker. No, I'm not. I'm just an idiot with a microphone and a studio setup. But here we go. We're plugging away. Episode 7. I meant to do this yesterday, but my girlfriend was home, and I'm embarrassed of my project, and so I can't do it when anyone is anywhere near me, and so I had to wait till today when she left. So, here we are. Episode 7. Life is decent. I went to court the other day. One more check off my to-do list. Went to court, watched all the freaking delinquents go up there before me. And then in perspective, you go, my shit's not that bad. And now I have a podcast. I can just air out all their shit because I don't know who they are anyways. Who gives a shit? Yeah, there's one dude. Let's just go through all the ones that I can remember. So one dude, he stole some guy's Subaru, and I don't know. I think they worked together, and he just went out into the parking lot, stole the guy's Subaru, and left. And it was just funny to listen to them plead guilty because most of these motherfuckers are just guilty as shit, and there's no way out of it. And so I listened to like 3 or 4 of these people that are like guilty, and the judge is like, you understand, you plead guilty, you revoke all your rights to da 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 da, and there's like, yep, guilty. And so the guy sold a Subaru. Let's see, there was another lady that she didn't take her meds, and she like attacked her roommate with like scissors, and yeah. What else? I can't even remember. Damn, I had a whole bunch of them. But I waited so long to do this podcast that I had kind of forgot most of them. Anyways, bunch of shitheads. Some other lady that got a DUI, but she had already done diversion like 15 years ago, so she doesn't get to do diversion. So she gets like a $2,000 fine and can't drive for like a year, and then got to do all the classes and all that bullshit. And then I go up there and I'm just like, yeah. Well, I didn't really have to say anything. My lawyer said everything, but that I qualify for diversion, and so I'm going to go through and do all that crap, and the judge is like, yeah, all right, do diversion. There's a bunch of stuff you're going to have to do, but good luck to you, Mr. P. Oh, fuck, now I got to edit out my name. But one of the things was, because I quit my job, and so I was kind of worried about if I want to get a job, I'm probably going to have to work in a bar. And so he like asked if I had any questions, and I was like, no. And then at the last minute, my lawyer was like, oh, well, we were going to ask because he was a bartender by trade or whatever, and he decided to forego that given his situation or whatever lawyer speak she did. And so she basically asked if I could apply to work in bars, given that I do not hang out like after work or before work and, socialize and be hanging out in a bar. And the judge was like, yeah, that's fine. Like, what? Almost like, why'd you even ask? And I was like, all right, whatever. Just, you got to ask because I don't want to violate all my crap. And then, it was easy as shit. I just had the worst part was just waiting to go up for my turn. And I like drank a bunch of water before I went in there. And so I had to pee. And, so I had to pee like 5 minutes in. And it was like 45 minutes, so I was sitting there. Immediately had to pee. Got to listen to all the delinquents. And, then I finally got to go up there and blah, blah, blah. And then they gave me a couple phone numbers I got to call so I can start doing the classes and go to a victims panel. And basically I have 1 year to get all this shit done. And I'm like, oh, fuck, all right. Well, I'm not calling for a week because I'm a procrastinator. And I probably still have alcohol from my birthday in my bloodstream. So, pardon me. Take a week. Try and get my shit together. But I went to court, so I got that done. Check mark. And, yeah, so on Monday, I'm going to start calling those numbers and start doing some more checklist. And once I find out when the classes are and whatnot, then I can decide if I want to go get a job. So we'll see. I heard the bowling alley's hiring. I keep kind of looking around. I'm like, well, where do I want to go fuck around and make some cash? Because I've already decided. I'm cashing out my 401k. Who gives a shit? We're all just going to die. Might as well have like 50 grand after taxes or something like that. I don't know. Who gives a shit? So then I won't have to stress about bills for a while, and I will get a job at my leisure. Yes. Yes. Yeah. Some pretty grown-up shit going down. Some pretty big changes for the anonymous bartender who says his name and has to edit it out every couple of podcasts. Slowly spreading the word on the podcast. Y'all know who you are, who actually come on here and give it a listen, see what the hell's going on with me. My shit show of a life might as well become entertainment. Why not? And I'm not at work, so I can't talk to, the people that I talk to about my life. So I'll just put it on the internet. That seemed like a good idea. Yeah, but no, life's fine. All the little intrinsical bullshit that we go through that everybody has. So all that aside, me not drinking for like 6 months or however long. Maybe I'll lose my love handles. We'll see if I can try not to eat 5 slices of bread every day. Yeah. So what else got going on here? I always talk about how I need to go golf and shit. And I haven't golfed in weeks. Oh, we went to Topgolf for my birthday. Scratch that. Which doesn't really count for golfing. But it was still pretty fun. So now my dad said something about wanting to go fishing, and I was like, I don't want to go fishing, if I'm completely honest. If I wanted to go do one thing, I just wanted to go to Topgolf. Happy freaking birthday. So him and his wife came out. Me, the girlfriend, my dad and his wife. And, yeah, watching my dad hit golf balls was the best birthday present I could have asked for. And it was everything and more to watch him awkwardly go up there. And he was a good sport. He was a good sport about it. And Topgolf's just so fucking expensive. But then my stepmom, she footed the bill for my birthday. I was gonna pay for the golf at least, but she ended up paying for it, and then I tipped. So, whatever. But yeah, I could tell towards the end that my dad was starting to get frustrated. So I was like, yeah, I think this has run its course. We had a good time. Ended up we did have a round to Jameson just for old time's sake. Family values and all that, So that was fun. Had a good birthday. And then yeah, me and the girlfriend had some things to go hash out, so we went out, played pool, got kind of drunk, went out. We actually didn't even get that drunk, but we went out to the bar, and it was Saturday night, and it was kind of fun. It was fun at first, and then I don't know, my belly just kind of hurt, and I just wasn't feeling like getting hammered, and so we were out there for a couple hours, and I was just like, yeah, I don't think I want to be here anymore. Maybe I'm getting older. I just don't dig Saturday nights at the bar anymore. But I am 32 now, so it makes sense. I was like, yeah, get the fuck out of here. Let's just go home. So we called it a night. And that was the last time I drank. So let's see, that's 8 days ago. So give me a couple more days before I call, and I can start doing my classes and pardon me. Whatever. And we'll see when the classes start, because I know I'm going to have to do UAs. So I didn't want to start the classes with a bad UA. Everyone's told me that the first one doesn't really matter. It's just the second one. But I'd like to go into it being a good boy. So I'm going to shoot for that, because I have technically a year to get all this done. So I'm not rushing anything, especially because I don't have a job or whatever. And I'll cash out my 401k, and then I'm not really stressing about money. And I can kind of do things at my own pace and figure out what the fuck I'm doing with my life. Yeah. Yeah, we're kind of in the heat of the summer, so it's been almost too hot to go play outside that much, but just gotta wait for it to cool off a little bit, and then go fuck around at the park. Ran the RC car the other day. I got this pretty decent RC car that a girlfriend got me a couple years ago, and I didn't realize it had 2 batteries in it. There was one that was just like the cable was just hanging out, and I was just charging the one battery, and I was kind of messing with it, took it apart, and realized I could hook that battery up to this splitter thing, and then it would have twice as much battery life. And so, just little shit like that where it's like, oh, I have infinity time, or I'm pretending to have infinity time so I can sit down, take something apart, look at it, and Google it or YouTube it or whatever. And I feel like this mic is kind of weird. Let's turn it down a little bit. How's that? Levels? Whatever. But yeah, that's the only way to get the Yorkie to run out of energy is to just run her with a RC car. So go to the park and she just chases it and barks until she's panting like she's going to die, and then she just keeps chasing it. And I'll give her credit because she goes until the RC car dies. So she outlasts the machine. So I give her credit for that, but it almost gets annoying where she's just chasing it and barking, and then we're like, okay, shut the fuck up. So I still eventually run out of patience. Still, one of the number one things I pray for is patience. Please, Lord, give me patience. And I still run out. There's never enough patience. So that's why this is a good time for me to reflect and work on myself and what I do have patience for. And it turns out this has been one of the things where I've actually sat down at my computer and been like, okay, once a week, let's do this stupid podcast. And yeah, it's been going fine. I know they're not the most intellectual 25 minutes of anyone's life, but I mean, at least I'm doing it, and I have the patience to sit down and do this and make time for it. And so at some point, I think I'll try and find a job that I have the patience to do that, where I'm like, okay, even if I start with like a part-time gig where I just have something to go get my mind going and maybe get behind a bar again so I can actually start talking about bartender stuff on the Bartenders Anonymous podcast. Because I know I haven't really talked about bartending at all. And it's like, well, this is my stupid project. I can kind of talk whatever I want to talk about. But eventually, I think I will start talking about bartender stuff. But to my 3.5 listeners, if there is a topic you want to go over, by all means, drop a comment in the section below, or whatever the YouTubers say. Because, yeah, I don't even have, like, an outline when I do this. I just get on here and ramble. And I'm trying to start having, like, a pen and pad so I can be like, oh, hey, I had a thought. I can write it down. But, yeah, just as time goes on, I'll try and get better at it. I put one of my old, like, order-taking pads in my pocket today just to have. And then I realized I pulled it out of my pocket before the podcast, and it says, fuck this place. I wish I was golfing, or playing video games, or drinking, or playing disc golf, or sleeping. That must have been one of the last notes I wrote at work. I'm just like, I would just rather be doing anything monotonous, just anything but this job. And that was basically how every day was going. So, further solidifying the fact that I needed to get the fuck out of that place. So look at us, we're doing it. That's all I've been doing is playing video games. And a little bit of disc golf and sleeping. Golf. I'm going to golf tomorrow with some homies. That was one thing I did today. I regripped my 3-wood. So it's drying out in the garage right now. So I'll have a fresh grip on the 3-wood for tomorrow. Which I think is my worst club anyways. So I probably won't even use it. But I did when we were at Topgolf. Because they have the tees all set very low at Topgolf so that you can't drive it as far. Because also they don't want you to hit it out of the net. And so I never noticed it before when I went to Topgolf because I wasn't like a real golfer. I mean, I'm still not a real golfer, but you know what I mean. And so when I bring out my driver like to actually smack the thing, and the tee is like half as tall as it should be, and so it's really hard to get a good smack on it. So you got to kind of use your 3-wood as your driver. And I noticed that the grip on my 3-wood is just fucking shot, and it did affect my swing. And so I used their Topgolf 3-wood, which was kind of shitty, but at least I had a good grip on it. And so I had some decent swings with their 3-wood. Also, I forgot my glove. I grabbed the girlfriend's driver and I think a 7-iron and her glove, and I forgot my fucking glove. So, and then you get a bit of an audience, and then palms are sweaty, knees weak, arms are heavy. Start getting all sweaty, grips kind of fucked up. All of a sudden, those swings aren't as good. And, add in a shitty, messed up grip that's all worn out. No good. So, regripped that today. I felt productive. Used my garage for something. I've actually been using the garage for some things. My BMX bike that I've been slowly putting back together. Ordered a new sprocket for it. And then I got to take the old one off, and of course I strip out one of the nuts. So, tried all the different ways to try and unstrip it, but I'm not very good at that. So the cheat code that I came to was I took some Loctite, which is just like super glue for like mechanical stuff, and I just put Loctite on the screw or whatever and just stuck it into the bolt so that it'll just be like cement. So then when I go to change it, it'll just be like glued in there. So I'm hoping that works. We'll see. But definitely Jimmy rigged that shit because I've been skateboarding around a little bit, but I just fucking suck at skateboarding. And like as I'm skateboarding around, I'm like, man, this would be so much easier on a bike. So, I mean, I like the skateboarding. It's fun to do something different, but as I'm riding a skateboard, I just wish I was on a bike. So, that part's going to come on Monday. So, I'll slowly get all my shit that I tinker around with, try and actually complete some of those little tasks instead of just having all these half-done shit that I've done for the past, 7 years. All these little projects end up looking like my grandparents' house where I don't know, just start all these projects and just never finish them. So, gives me some things to work on while I'm unemployed. And, yeah, I don't know, it's not that bad. Got my Oregon health plan going. my jobless Oregon health insurance. Just actually got my Oregon health plan, like a real laminated card today. I'm like, all right, man. I'm like official. I don't have a job. I'm just a piece of shit. But I've got enough money to get by, so I kind of feel like a dirtbag, but whatever. Got to do what you got to do. And eventually I'll get back to the workforce. Slowly, very slowly. Because, yeah, I think about the 401k and stuff, and I'm like, well, I did work for almost 8 years? 9 years. Almost 9 years straight with hardly any vacations. So I'm like, you know what? I fucking earned it. Who gives a shit? I'm going to take that money and do what I want to do with it and try and build my little empire here. My little tiny empire. But, yeah, whatever. But I'm glad I found some time to get on here, knock this out, just so I'm being as consistent as possible. And, yeah. So that's the update on my life. Getting ready to go do my stupid classes so I can learn to be less of an alcoholic. And, yeah. I think in the past, 10 years maybe, I've maybe taken 4 months off of drinking. So the fact that I know I'm being forced into not drinking, but it's whatever the hell it takes, because it's hard to find the motivation, when life is beating you over the head, it's easy to just be like, you know what? I'm going to get fucking hammered, and then I'm not going to worry about this shit. And so I don't have that crutch now. So I got my nicotine pouches, and I've been drinking pre-workout, just getting freaking, not even working out, just drinking pre-workout, just to have the motivation to get up and run around, do something, do some activities. So pre-workout and nicotine pouches. And maybe someday I'll get off the pouches too. We'll see. Time will tell. Work in progress all the time. So there it is. That's the update. That's a solid 20 minutes. I think that's pretty much sums up the week anyways. Top golf and court. Some monotonous projects that only mean anything to me. And yeah. We're getting there. We're doing something with our life. I'm sure you guys are all doing whatever you're doing with your lives. You got your little projects. And by all means, message me, because I do get bored. I'm so alone. Everyone's at work. And they're all at work, or they're out, or they're going to go drink. That's the two things that everybody does. Or that a lot of people do anyways. So yeah. Hit me up. I love you guys. Hope you have a good week. Happy summer. And, go swimming. Go swimming. Go floating. It's the season. I don't know if I'd be able to go floating, because floating is that's the ultimate just drinking activity. Because you're not like swimming, you're just in the water, floating, and then just drinking. So, go floating. Have a Coors Light in my honor, please. All right, I think we're going to call that good. We did it. I got to go back and edit one thing so that I can continue to be the Bartenders Anonymous podcast. And all right, I'm gonna turn this off, and I'm gonna look for some stupid ending music. I've got all these stupid samples that I downloaded a long time ago when I was pretending to be a music producer, but I don't know how to do anything with them. So I had spent the money on them, so I was like, oh fuck it, I'm just gonna download all these samples and then cancel the subscription. And so I've got just all these stupid samples. So I just go on and pick one, and I'm just going to put one in here that makes sense to me. So enjoy whatever bullshit sample that I pick, and have a good week. All right. Bartenders Anonymous podcast signing off. Nope, still don't know how to end it. Well, we'll still work. We'll work on the intro. All right, peace be with you. Till we meet again. Fuck off.